now we're going to be doing Jordan's Indie Spotlight. Take it away, Jordan. What do you have to say for?
Yeah, so every month I'm going to be doing the Indie Spotlight, and basically this is kind of just going to be random every month as far as which game I pick and why I pick it. It could be a game that I'm super interested in and planning on buying. It could be a game that I'm not really planning on buying, but I think is cool looking or has an interesting mechanic. Maybe I'm just interested in the developer, or I'm really like the developer's history, something like that. So it could vary from month to month, but this month I'm going to be focusing on a game which is called The Flame and the Flood. And the reason I hesitated there once I said this month is because it's not exactly. I was going to do it last month when it actually came out on PS4, so it would be a little more timely. But I wasn't on the show during the time that we were supposed to do it, and so then January ended. So it's going to be for this month, but it just came out last month on PS4. It had been out on PC for a while. It is the reason I chose this game is because of the fact that these are former BioShock developers and guys that worked at Irrational Games before whatever the fuck happened to that studio happened to it. I'm still not sure if Ken Levine's next game is going to be from Irrational Games or not. I don't know if he just like shifted focus and like laid people off at that studio, or if he shut it down. Like, if you look that shit up online, you still can't get a definitive answer. So I don't know, but they're former Irrational people, and worked on Bioshock Infinite, and made this new studio called the Molasses Flood, and then made this new game called The Flame in the Flood. And what?
Just picture that visual,
The
molasses
Molasses
flood.
Flood. Yeah, it'd be
Just
kind of
imagine
weird.
it.
It'd just be weird. So yeah, these guys have made this game called The Flame in the Flood, and it is basically a roguelike survival experience where you are this girl, and she has a companion dog, and they are kind of floating down the bayou, and you're gathering supplies and all that good stuff you need to survive. And it's got a real kind of cartoony but creepy atmosphere, and it has all these survival elements that I'm excited about because I think that'll be cool in the bayou, which is a place, if you're not in like modern society, it could be really tough to survive. If you were living back in the day, a few hundred years ago, the bayou would have been a fucked up place to be around. So it'll be really cool to play a survival game based there. So, have you guys heard of this game? You know anything about this? Excited about this? Gonna pick it up?
Yeah.
What?
I've heard of this, and I meant to look something more up on it because it sounded interesting from the brief description I read. So I'm glad. That's why my ears perked up when you said it. But yeah, this is definitely the kind of thing I'd be interested in, especially just coming off of all that time I just put into all three BioShock games. I'm in the mood for this sort of thing, and seeing that it's employees from Irrational, that's just the icing on the cake. But
Yeah. So yeah, I bought it just a couple days ago. I haven't got to play it yet, so I'm excited. I'll bring back my thoughts, but sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Oh, no problem. I was just going to say, when I was looking up new video game releases for this year and I was looking at release dates, this was actually, obviously, it came out for PlayStation. The reason I didn't include it in last month's thing is because it originally came out on PC, so it was just
Right.
kind of like getting ported. But it looked really interesting. The artistic style of it is really beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
It looks like a very, very beautiful game, and it looks like it's a great time. I believe this came to Xbox One as well, or at least it's aiming to. It might have already released on Xbox One. I might not. Yeah, it actually came out last year. I'm looking at Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, and now it came to PS4. So it looks like it's on Xbox. I might end up picking it up. It was a game that passed me, I guess, and I never really paid attention. But it looks like a really cool game. I'm looking
Yeah.
at the reviews here on Steam. Recently, all of them are mostly positive, and overall, they're very positive. So A lot of people are in agreement that this is a really solid game. So
Cool.
it's only $15 too. Not a high barrier for entry.
Shoot.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has, I'm looking at it here, it's sitting at a 73 on Metacritic, which take that with a grain of salt. But it also has a bunch of awards. Games Radar gave it Best of the Show at E3 2015, and has I can go on and on. There's a bunch of awards. So, yeah, I think you picked a really solid title for your initial indie spotlight. It looks really good. If you're watching the video portion of this on YouTube, I'll either have a gameplay video up on the actual video version, or I'll have some screen caps or something like that. So if it intrigues you at all, definitely go check it out.
Dom, if you're planning on picking this up on PSN, I noticed if you're interested in these other games, they have it in a bundle with Hugh and Dear Esther.
Ooh.
I don't know if you're interested in either.
Dear Esther's a really good game if you're into walking simulators. I played that front to back. It's really good. Hugh's supposed to be really good too. Yeah,
it's supposed to be cool. It's about like colors and stuff, and
good way to find out if you're colorblind.
and colors.
Yeah.
1 in 3 men are
colors and
colorblind, so might be able to find out if you are indeed colorblind.
There's actually a Colin from Kind of Funny was talking about how, wow, I guess colorblind people couldn't play this, but then the developer was like, no, we actually had to make a whole other separate mode for colorblind people because it is a game about colors.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Dom?
No, I was just gonna say that's an interesting triple pack of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I don't know why.
Xbox actually does that. I don't know if they do this on PlayStation, but Xbox actually every couple of weeks they have indie collections. They have Indie Collection Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, and they're just these collections of a bunch of indie games you can buy for a set price, and it comes with like 4 or 5 indie games. I think it's a really smart idea.
That's kind of like a PC thing, it seems, but I've been seeing them on PSN recently, like when it's the same publisher, right? Like I keep on seeing these Call of Duty, Destiny bundles, which makes sense because they're Activision, or Titanfall and Battlefield bundles.
Yeah.
When they're not that much cheaper than buying them separately, but anyway. Yeah, the indie bundle thing, I think that's been like a PC thing. Like Humble Bundles, and there's a few other sites I think that do that a lot. But that's interesting. Interesting 3-pack of games.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about it, Jordan, before we move on to the next topic?
No, I'm excited to play it, and I will bring back some thoughts.
Bringing back thoughts, confirmed.